Hello everyone and welcome to our commentary on Pokemon 3, the movie, generally considered to be the best one out of the bunch.
Aside from the
And
Lucario and Mew one.
I have a personal preference
And-
for Lucario, the Lucario one, but yeah, this one is also pretty damn
Same.
good.
I was just going to say, unless you like one or two of the Gen 3 movies more.
And if you
Anyway,
like
Which is interesting because Dwebs, if I remember correctly, even though you're the Pokemon fan here, you don't particularly care for this movie that much. The last time we watched it.
No, I didn't really. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was just, I don't know. I wasn't as impressed by it as you guys were.
All right.
Well, who knows? Maybe with a second viewing, my eyes will open a little bit more.
Sure.
Or I'll feel exactly the same way, and I'll be questioning you guys for wasting my time.
And I
But
don't
anyway.
know. I've seen this one yet, and I won't know until we start watching it.
Yep.
Well, before we do that, Dweebs, go
So
ahead.
if this movie sucks, it's your guys' fault. Anyway, we are going to start with the Pikachu and Pichu short first. So if you got it on your special features, or if it's the first thing you see on your VHS copy, if you still have those, start right at the beginning of that.
Yeah.
But if you're watching
Before
this on the
the
VHS,
time.
make sure to pause after you finish the short, because after that, we're going to the movie.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay then, 3, 2, 1, click. I've forgotten this short, to be honest.
If I remember correctly, this was the last
routine-
Pokemon.
Oh, sorry.
If I remember correctly, this was the last Pokemon movie to have a wide theatrical release, because the fourth movie was released limited release.
Rhetorical question: who saw these in theaters?
Not me, because
I think I did.
I saw the first one. I saw the first one in theaters, and I saw the second one in theaters. But but I was so bored by the second movie that I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll watch it on the VHS. And lo and behold, this was the better one.
I saw the first one in theaters, skipped the second one in theaters, and then I saw the third one in theaters.
I'll mention more when we'll start the movie. For now, it's
And
the
we start in
Pikachu.
England?
I saw
because-
this. I know I saw the second one in cinemas. And
Wait, hold on. What are we doing in England with those kinds of buses?
Narrator.
Well, the narration is telling you, Joe.
we're in the brand new Gen 8 region based on England, don't you know, guys?
I
But
guess.
Gen 8 is based off of Hawaii, Dwebs.
That's Gen
Actually,
7,
that was Gen
Jova.
7. Oh, and here's this abomination, Pichu.
Yeah,
yes.
don't care for
The
Pichu.
In
Don't-
Generation 2, they introduced the pre-evolution for existing Pokemon, and one of them was one for Pikachu, of course, which was very remarkably underwhelming, to the point where he appeared also in Smash Melee and is one of the worst characters ever in the history of Smash.
Oh my
Okay,
god!
actually-
no.
actually-
Guys, I
actually-
can't- that last shot just then, we actually got to see the top of their heads.
Taylor, you haven't played Melee much, have you? Because true Melee veterans know how to use Pichu to incredibly devastating effects.
Luigi shits on him every single day.
So basically, for some reason, Ash and company are letting their Pokemon play out on the top of a CGI
Is that Central
skyscraper.
Park? Jova, what? That was New York. That was Central Park on the left.
I only thought it was England because of the bus, the double-decker bus.
The buses then.
This is really weird.
Also, that title was horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I get what you're going for,
Onyx,
but
don't move.
Wait, oh my
because-
god, wait. Oh my god, wait. That building looks like the Empire State Building, but it has the clock face from Big Ben. Is this city supposed to be a fusion of London and New York?
Yes.
Oh gosh, your face is melting.
So, yeah, Shirai, for a change of pace, instead of Togepi, this time is Pichu who harasses Pikachu and drag him into shenanigans.
Oh my god, the narrator's turned full-on Peppa Pig narrator.
So
That's
right
gonna-
now they're basically just being...
Yeah.
Pichu and Pikachu are about to
Okay,
jump off the
assholes.
roof.
Okay. I'm just gonna say this right here and then. The whole Pichu's twin brothers thing, yeah, that would be done better with the plus and minus electric
Yeah.
Pokemon in Gen 3.
Plus and mining.
Yeah.
You have
They're a
to
lot
wait till
better
Gen
in
3.
Destiny Deoxys.
Yeah, well, you have to wait till Gen 3 for that, Jova.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I actually do like Destiny Deoxys, is like, well, they're like the redemption of these two.
Pikachu, you have a Thunder Shock, use it.
not just that, but one of the big problems I have with this really is just the problem I have with these shorts. Like, all of these shorts are basically the same shtick. Wacky cartoon hijinks. Like, Chuck Jones did this back in the 60s. Come on, guys. You can't come up with something a bit more original for
This
shorts?
was originally made in the year 2000, I think.
Oh, and Meow is doing glass cleaner because
Not to mention,
not?
not to mention, you
Oh
don't
yeah,
have the
because
community.
Team Rocket needs to make some pocket
It
change.
doesn't help that Kunihiko Yuyama, Chuck Jones, you are not. You don't have that comedic timing.
Okay.
Pneumonia.
Ammonia.
That has to do with
It's
being
a cleaning
cold.
product.
Oh, that right.
Why Mercurs are such dicks? I know it's their dark types, but
Maybe,
Because they're
no, I got
gangsters.
it. I got it. No, guys, I got it. All the Pokemon that are trying to kill Pikachu are jealous of his mascot status and they're trying to kill him.
we... How? No.
Also, I think this is the
No.
time of year where Pikachu is really starting to lose a lot of weight.
Well, considering what he's having to go through here, I'm not surprised.
The last
And
thing
once
I forget-
again, Meowth did nothing wrong.
Yeah. So now Pikachu has the quest of getting back to the building where he was.
Okay, in
We're
terms of...
literally going the Toy Story route of.
Well,
plot telling.
okay, give it credit. He's trying to chap and get their attention, but it's too far away.
Out of the Pikachu
Again-
shirts, it's hard to
Sorry.
consider if I consider this my second favorite of the Pikachu shorts or the most favorite out of the three attached to the first three movies.
Again,
Tio,
Pikachu had a thunder shock. He could have used it to get attention. Like a lot of problems could have been solved very easily, but for the sake of plot contrivance, let's just move on. Go ahead, Jova.
now, Tio, you mentioned that there are some other Pikachu shorts outside of the ones attached to movies. How are
There's
they?
like a fuck ton of them, but I haven't seen all of them. It's a good way to say. Very generally.
I'm only familiar with the first three.
They stopped attaching them to the movies with the sixth movie, I think. Let me check Bulbapedia.
We're not even 6 minutes in, and how many times has Pikachu fallen down something?
It's like okay.
I'm falling and I
I
can't
don't
get up.
personally. I don't care for any of these shorts. However, if I had to pick one, I guess I'll still prefer the first one because the first one, at the very least, with the songs it had, and for as weird and nonsensical and scary as the transitions were, it helped give that short somewhat of an identity over these. Because this is just generic. This is just them trying to do the whole Chuck Norris baby chase thing,
Hey,
but badly.
I didn't know Pikachu knew surf.
Okay, so apparently in the city, Gyarados can just be lounging about. But then again, I guess you can fish
Ow.
for them. Still, though, you think maybe somebody will put a warning saying, "Warning, giant Gyarados, which is only afraid of those schooling Pokemon from Alola."
You know what's the best thing I've seen with Pikachu in the anime?
What?
Him and his relationship with a bottle of tomato sauce.
Yeah. All joking aside, Sun and Moon, you know what's weird? Sun and Moon also has a lot of hijinks and random stuff, but it does it better. Granted, I guess because it has an actual episode to tell with it, but
Weird. But Wibbs, is it nearly as compelling as the wonderful living bottle who could in the Tomb Raider 2013?
Oh yeah, that's the thing about Pichu's electric shock not being as strong as Pikachu's for some odd reason.
He's the
Okay.
mascot Jova, therefore Pikachu is Jesus.
Why
Okay,
doesn't he just undershock
Sorry.
the dog then?
Here's a weird thing. The shorts were included with the first 6 movies, then they stopped for a while, then were reprised with movie 16, 17, and 18, and that's it.
Brilliant.
Some of the shorts, I think, were not even localized. They don't even have English titles.
And that Pokemon died.
Well,
Yep.
remember, Dweebs, surprisingly, Snorlax's moves are not lethal. That's what Beware is for.
He just needs a hug, Jova.
Aha.
And yes,
Oh,
now
goody,
it's
the
time
big
to
lipped
show.
alligator moment. Okay, I'll give it this. This big lipped alligator moment is nowhere near as terrible as the big lipped alligator moment
Transitions,
from
Pikachu's vacation.
No. Pikachu's rescue. That to me was the
Cubo.
worst of the big lipped alligator moments because literally
True.
nothing happened. I mean, here at least we're getting something out of this.
Yeah, more promotion
and
for Gen 2.
That and I actually like the music here better than whatever.
Guess
the
the
heck
you can play a game with this. Guess the Pokemon name.
Who's that Pokemon?
Well, I would do that, but in the dub, I'm guessing the Japanese version too. The Pokemon say their names, so that would be kind of cheating.
You know, the ironic thing is, like, well, when I was a kid and watching movies like these, again, I did not know Gen 2 was a thing because I just assumed that the Gen 2 cartridges were just another bout of Gen 1 here. So as far as I knew, I just wondered, how do I get these Pokemon in Pokemon Red, Yellow, or Blue?
Oh, I need one top piece, one tough cookie to get in all games. Seriously, whoever thought that that type of evolution was fine needs to be fired.
Well, again,
I need to pinpoint precisely the stats.
Well, again, Joe, I can't necessarily blame you for that, since like the post game for Gen 2 takes place in Kanto.
That too.
Didn't hang on, what was the name of that guy who managed to compress the data enough so they could pack Kanto in there?
I don't know, dudes.
I think it was the name of the last Nintendo president.
Iwata, Satoru
Yeah,
Iwata.
I think Iwata used to be a programmer in Entei before he became
yeah.
A banana holder.
A banana hold.
Dweebs, it's a meme, Dweebs. For some reason, he decided to start a direct with him holding bananas.
Maybe they're his favorite food or
Well,
something.
Pikachu, it was nice of you just out there. It's not like time was...
for Donkey Kong Country.
It's not like time was of the essence. Oh, wait, no. That's actually the point of this one. That's right.
It's 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm with you, Pedro.
The big dilemma is that if Pikachu doesn't get back in...
home door.
Oh, goody. The big dilemma, guys, is that if Pikachu doesn't get back in time, he'll be in trouble. Yeah, that should kind of be the least of your worries.
The horror!
Pikachu getting in trouble? Oh, we can't have that.
Never mind the fact that he's kind of facing situations of life or death. If he doesn't get back in time, he'll be grounded, I guess.
Also, this poor Houndor, you think that it's a dig because he's causing, Rokus and everything, but the amount of slapstick he's receiving makes you actually feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Wow, not to mention the fact that we're about to get his heel face turn.
Oh, because of course, we need that.
Ow.
You killed a dog.
Just gonna say, Destiny Deoxys did the whole plot point of helping the dick Pokemon out better.
Oh.
Pikachu's probably murdered a lot of Pokemon throughout these shorts, hasn't he?
Yeah. The funny thing is, the Victini movie tried to justify him being overpowered.
Oh dear.
What? Did they go the whole I'm Jesus route?
If I recall correctly, the idea is that Victini has been invisibly, accompanied Ash through his entire journey, and in the moment of situation, he gave extra power boost to Pikachu or something.
Victini.
I don't remember the entire story, so don't quote me entirely on that.
So, we helped Houndor out, and now he's our friend, but now the whole Pokemon...
Hang on a minute. Hang on a second. You're telling me that the Pokemon can't hear Pikachu when he's, like, a few buildings away, but they can hear him from the other side of the city?
Sure, why not?
Inconsistency.
So now the big dilemma is that their home may tumble down.
If there's one thing, Kunihiko, you approved over when directing both movies and shorts, is that he's not a very good director when it comes to paying attention to continuity.
Also, the previous shorts...
That's got me more curious as to what the new director's going to do.
Also, the previous shorts had Pikachu and company in the wild, so it made a lot of sense for there to be a lot of wild Pokemon, especially on the rare side. Here, we're in the middle of a city, and you have a bunch of Pokemon, some of them which are relatively rare to see in the games. You're telling me that no trainer has found this place and actually went wild with the hunting.
Don't you see, Tia? They're all looking in the tall grass. No one ever thinks...
Oh my god, I'm so not caring about this rope. This is not Don Bluth, come on.
No, you don't have the... Kunihiko doesn't have the balls that Don had.
Well, had 80s, don't believe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, he still seems to have some spark for that, especially if his upcoming movie's anything to go
Yeah,
by.
the Dragon Slayer movie.
I was going to say, though, I mean, I think out of all the Pokemon movies I've seen, I think the worst Pokemon movie's still better than Troll in Central Park.
Well,
without a doubt.
That being Dribs, that's just such a low bar.
There's being bad and doing nothing at the same time.
Troll Central Park is is basically just a big ball of jingling keys in front of your
That's not all. Whatever.
So what are they going to do with the tires? Make a car out of it?
They just rebuilt the construction.
Sure, why not?
Also, I'm pretty
Shut
sure
up.
this narration,
And
this
shut
narration was
up.
for kids.
He's like freaking Peppa Pig.
You know, don't you see this movie has contracted hepatitis?
Pikachu and Pichu have rebuilt the house.
We all did it together?
But oh no, my owner, I mean trainer, friend, whatever I'm calling him today.
I don't care.
Well, that's alright. Pikachu's just leaving those behind anyway, so.
Yeah, pretty much. And we're never gonna see them again.
Well, oh.
Spoke too soon.
No, I mean the other.
Is this
Pokemon
short still
Yeah.
going?
Also, yeah,
London
we're in
lost again.
London. Yeah, we're in London now.
We're in,
So
we're
we
in
actually are?
Remember,
I got it, guys.
and yet
We're
there's
in
the Empire State Building there with a
Is this
clock.
a
and
weird
that's-
hybrid or something?
Headcanon. This
Yeah.
is one of the
Yeah.
this is one of the actual discarded timelines from Doctor Who. You know, when some events have changed the continuum. This is the result.
We're in New London, guys, don't you know?
Well, Meowth. Pokemon have like the best medical coverage.
How did
I
you
see-
manage
okay,
to get
okay.
in the elevator?
Honest question. Shouldn't have the short ended? Well, it's about to end, I guess. But
Oh yeah, we're about to get actually something important for the continuity, which will make no sense whatsoever.
Oh, yes. Listen good, folks. We're about to get an interesting bout of detail.
Okay.
Ash has a face.
No.
We
In
already
these
knew
shorts,
that,
at least.
dudes.
My
In
face
these
was- Hold
shorts.
on, here we go. So what did they actually prepared?
A Pokeball just to be a dick to Pikachu.
No.
Misty's got a Water Stone for Psyduck.
Actually, Psyduck evolves with the level. There, it's a party, everyone.
Wait for it.
You made a
But why it's a party?
birthday. Oh.
Which was
but
also
Ash
Ash's
hasn't-
birthday.
But what? Ash is still 10 years old.
Uh-huh. Yep, which means by now a year has passed since Ash's birthday.
No.
Don't you see, Jova? Every time Ash goes, you know the air in the the air they breathe in the Pokemon world. It's actually got euphylix in the air that you breathe in, and it keeps you at the same age.
brilliant.
Reminder that
I know it's a dead horse at this point to argue about, but I need to stress out of all the things that the Pokemon anime decided to, not even bother to gloss over, that the not changing age of the characters is clearly the worst factor to me.
Which is weird,
Now,
because-
to be fair,
the
there's been
fact
plenty
that
of.
the readers don't even care.
Now, to be fair, there's been plenty of cartoons that have their characters be the same age all throughout, even though those shows have gone on for, like, 20
usually
years.
those have our justification, like in a sense of the story not progressing. But with Pokemon, it's actually what's happening. There's a continuous journey of Ash through the entire regions. But it's a gigantic topic for another day.
Not to mention the fact that even Misty and Brock got
let's-
older.
I gotta say though,
Not just short.
I gotta say though, the technology must have advanced really swiftly for Ash still being 10 years old all throughout.
Yeah.
We'll get more into that when we actually get to
For
commenting
now,
on the
this
movie.
this short was pointless and not. The animation was okay.
It was boring,
The music
if you ask me.
the type of animation, but the music was forgettable and everything else also was forgettable. So sorry, not
Yeah,
my
all right.
favorite.
Next,
Was short. Roy, what are your thoughts?
A lot of collateral damage that nobody is paying
So
for.
it's Man of Steel.
It's like Steven Universe. Nobody, there are no
the Man of
repercussions
Steel
for any of
Pokemon.
this.
Man Pikachu of Steel.
But it's okay, folks. Despite the short being lackluster, you're in for definitely one of the best Pokemon movies.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
All right,
and-
Weebs. Before what should we start?
Oh,
Is it-
literally before the
isn't it
Pokeball
because
comes
the-
onto the screen.
isn't it
yeah, before the Pokeball comes into view and it says Pikachu Project Presents.
Basically,
Alright,
folks, if you're watching this on the DVD, go to Play Movie, and when we say click, you press play. And for those on the VHS, well, pause right before the Pokeball comes into play, and we're ready to go. Drips, take us away.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, click. And considering my lackluster thoughts on this movie,
Comic
for
Sans.
this one to be considered the best is
It's considered one of the best. There are actually a few good Pokemon movies. This was definitely one of the best ones for several reasons.
Well, I haven't seen any ones past the fourth movie.
Oh man, you've been missing. Wait, didn't you say I Choose You though?
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, sorry. I even saw it in cinemas.
Anyway, we start with
Don
Papa
Green.
Nier telling Yona
Reading a
story.
bedtime story.
It's
Yeah.
fitting because
No,
Dan
no,
Green would later go on.
Teo, it's Papa Green. Come on.
Whatever, Dan Green. But yeah, you know what's
That
funny?
that feel well, you will never have Dan Green as your father. Go on, Jova.
He kind of has his kids to take care of.
Sorry, that was bad taste. Go on.
Anyway, though, but yeah, it's funny because Dan Green would later go on to play another legendary Pokemon, Mewtwo and Mewtwo Returns, which I guess we'll handle after Pokemon Forever.
Personally,
Say Yu-Gi-Oh.
I prefer Philip Barley.
So yeah, we have this girl here and her father, who are the happiest of couples.
With that face, well, not much.
Look how happy they are. There's nothing that could possibly go wrong.
Also,
Sorry.
that's a tablet.
Sorry, too bad. Work email.
But unfortunately, this opening is operating on Disney logic, which means
The
He has to
mother's
go to
dead.
work all the time.
Wait.
Therefore, he's parents.
Gary? Was that you?
No.
You
No.
got older.
No, that's his
I know.
that's his older
It was-
brother, Larry.
Also, that haircut.
Don't be silly, Joe. That's his older brother,
Child, you
Larry.
need to comb your hair properly.
But Daddy, you always say that.
Well, don't I always come back, honey?
But
Exactly.
last time you were
That's
gone,
not the point.
for 5 months.
Look,
Don't worry,
honey, like I
sweetie. I'm
told
just
you.
2 days before retirement.
Like I told you, honey, I had to go off and play children's card games that time. It was very
Wait,
important
also-
business.
And by
Picture
that, I
professional-
totally don't mean I'm gonna die
yeah.
within the next few minutes.
Also, rhetorical question I don't remember entirely. What major difference there were with the Japanese version? I forgot.
This version is actually better. This version actually adds an extra scene to the credits. Whereas the
Alright.
Japanese version just
There were
ends when the
also
movie's done.
there were also some changed dialogues here and there, I think.
From what I recall, they were all changed for the better in the English
It's been a
version,
while
you know,
since
to add
I
extra
saw
detail.
Karen Swede's review of this.
Yeah, you know, it's like with Pokemon Forever, for as godforsakenly bad as that movie was, 4Kids
Dreams,
actually
dreams.
did
It's a little oh god.
creepy.
It's an Ezran ruined Waves. It's a puzzle.
all right then. Let's see.
I wonder what the odds. Every puzzle has an answer, unless it's a bullshit one.
Okay, boys and girls, back in the day, this is when CGI was used cleverly to creep out people, because Uncanny Valley.
There you go.
What
The unknown-
He's turning into Freakazoid.
Super Teen Extraordinaire, Don Green. Don Green.
So, who else got freaked out by this in their childhood years and kind of,
How come I didn't kidnap him?
Because the unknowns are dick to the scientist. Dun 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 dun.
Because chimpanzee too. Because chimpanzee.
It's always the chimpanzee.
I am sorry, but I'm
Yeah,
afraid your
for
father
some
has managed
reason-
the weird
all we
CGI.
have left is this mystical puzzle box left of him.
It's a Millennium Puzzle. Yeah.
And then they both die and the house becomes
Jesus, the
haunted.
piano. Dong.
Done.
Also, the moon is extremely large.
Yeah.
You know, I'd have forced you to run away crying, all things considered.
Well, she probably coped already.
Well,
That famous
Not that
last words.
fast? A 5-year-old copes that quickly.
Well,
Not so much-
Well, Dweeb's famous last words.
allow me to say, it's not so much coping about that she's just looking for answers.
Oh, look at that, Pedro. Catriel is learning so fast.
Well,
Let's
that's it.
see. Drink your
Stinky.
Ovaltine.
Speaking of
Stay in
coping,
school.
Son of a bitch. Yes, Pedro?
Well, actually, no. This joke will work better on Jova.
Alright. Oh, she's playing
Hold
the
on.
car. Yes, Joey wanted to say something?
yeah,
Well,
speaking
actually, I
of
was the one who.
coping,
Whatever.
uh,
No, go ahead. I can wait.
speaking of coping, turns out she kind of accidentally placed the tiles in the right position to summon the newest legendary, the Unown, who are
They're
kind
not
of
Because of
legendary,
course she
Pedro.
did.
That's right, Jova. That's the thing. They are not legendary Pokemon.
They
And
might
I don't
as well
understand
be, since they're big part of the lore.
The
Yeah.
the Unknowns are one of the most dickish teases that Game Freak has ever done in the history of the franchise. They're just there hinting at something that never got any semblance of.
But
of
what about
accomplishment.
Pokemon Crystal?
Or even Heart Gold and Soul Silver don't really give anything new to them. What they do, also in the original, they just change the frequency to your radio. That's it.
but here they're freaking god.
Spooky.
I
And
love
they
how
call
she's not
and
scared at
now
all.
and
They
now
turn
a
everything to
crystal.
Although this is Lake Brescia, guys. This is Final Fantasy.
Why is it because the game this is based? Is this because Pokemon Crystal was coming out?
Yeah, I actually remember now the joke that they made. Oh no, we stumbled into Final Fantasy 13. Ah!
Well,
Jesus.
crud.
Yeah. Well, okay. All right. Okay. So they've established that you can't go through the windows or anything.
Also, she's reading in Japanese because it's from right to left.
This
Well,
is
that's-
why the labels always say keep out of reach of children.
That was Dan Green roaring, everybody. Watch out, because that's going to be a pop way, because now we're going to get our actual legendary. Okay. You want to talk about dickish Pokemon? Let's talk about the legendary dogs.
Yeah. Not just that, Jova. That's my biggest question. What do the Unknown want here? Like,
They're just having fun giving
It
life
looks
to the
like-
girls'
They're just
emotions.
ancient assholes.
You know, it looked for a bit there.
so
one of
truly
the-
they
one
are
of the
products of the Aslan.
One of the
Yep.
crystallized towers looks like Canary Wharf. No, the Gherkin Tower from London.
So, meet the actual legendary, Entei.
Entei.
Do I
It's funny.
sound or look like him?
It's funny
Yes,
because
you do.
it's funny because Suicune is heavily not very
remember,
heavily, but
Dwebs,
it's also present in the fourth movie. But Ray Cole, the remaining legendary god, gets the shaft.
Remember, Dwes, they were having that thing where the father was always pretending to be Entei to play with Molly. So
Yeah.
It works. It works in a sense that the Unknown perceived her desire and psychology, and they constructed something based on it.
yeah.
Okay.
So in JRPG logic, the layer of the final boss just appeared.
So yeah, basically, she now creates an entire crystal fortress, which is of course symbolic of the fact that she's literally closing herself out from the rest of
Now
the
we're in the
world.
Fortress of Solitude.
Basically, she doesn't want to deal with the fact that her father is gone, so she literally closes off her emotions, and which
The
of course,
Matrix.
yeah, the Matrix.
Spell of the Unknown this was distributed by Warner Bros.
Entei.
Shatter.
Damn it, you broke the movie's broken already. I get it,
Now-
because they're climbing steps.
Very clever narrator.
Now, another thing this movie actually does better is actually the intro. See, whereas the first two gave clumsily done
I
exposition,
thought,
here this movie does it in a more clever way. I mean, yeah.
So I forgot.
much more
In
clever product
which
placement.
specific part of the Gen 2 seasons these take place?
I don't know.
Sometime after the Orange Islands.
Well, obviously. Ash already has seen the...
Wow, guys, apparently Amy Rose figured out how to become a
Ash,
human.
if I recall, Ash doesn't already have Chikorita, so it's before that.
He does have Chikorita in this movie, actually.
It does? I forgot.
You'll see.
I think
Oh,
so.
is it
Yeah, I
Weevil?
think he
Also,
does.
hang on, is it-
Yeah.
I know it's only... Also, is it me, or does Lisa Ortiz sound a bit... her voice here sound a bit young for that particular character?
Well, that's actually the character's age, Dribs. Remember, Misty is supposed to be a preteen, despite the way she is clearly drawn.
Oh, a remix of Pokemon Johto.
Also, what a terrible grumble to lose to a Totodile.
That was before they were fairy types.
Even in general, it's a evoluted.
Also, I'll be honest, I prefer the TV show version of this theme.
Same.
There's Chikorita.
Oh, there you go. Against Girafarig. Fun fact, back in the Gen 2 days,
There you go,
the
Teo.
signature Pokemon... Yeah, I saw it. The signature Pokemon of his new trainer, Ipom, was actually one of my favorites. But in time, I just got better.
Also, guys,
references.
because of how imaginative the when it came to the English adaptation, guess the character name that Lisa Ortiz plays in this one?
Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa.
That's a
Alright,
that's
you already
cute.
had Noctowl here, okay.
How imaginative. That'd be like if Jova in a movie just called him Jason because he couldn't be bothered to think of another name.
It happens quite a bit.
Boo. Yeah, fun fact, Ipom is not really that strong as a Pokemon. Oh, Ash, you're fighting a Butterfree. You may want to remember the fact that you also had one of those.
Well, he got rid of it by this point, remember?
Well,
Yeah.
not by a long time, but, maybe trigger some memories, but whatever, it's a montage, we're not supposed to.
We're in a battle at the minute.
Also, you were a moron because you used a Bulbasaur against a bug type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ralph Suckett's doing the score again.
Hey,
I guess he
Cyndaquil.
was 4Kids' regular go-to guy for music around this point.
Don't get me wrong. I don't mind his scores, but Shinji Miyazaki. I want my Shinji Miyazaki. God damn it.
But if you want the Shinji Miyazaki page, you have to buy or import the DVDs or the CDs.
Okay. That was some proper payback to Mankey for Gen 1.
Or Dwibs,
Yeah.
one thing I kind of wish the Pokemon Company would do is re-release these movies, but they did something exactly like what Funimation did with their English to Dragon.
Okay,
Oh, Quagsire.
this is where things get interesting. They actually pay attention to type advantages. Quagsire
Oh my
is
God.
a water type.
Pikachu's
ground
bolts
type.
were actually blocked by some.
Yeah, because Quagsire doesn't give a shit about electric types.
This begs
Because
the
he's
question,
also
though,
a ground
Jova.
type.
This
Go
begs the
Pikachu.
question, though, Jova. In that case, how come Pikachu was able to destroy a golem with a thunderbolt in the first movie?
It's essentially the Yu-Gi-Oh effect. They didn't pay attention to the rules, but now they're actually going to pay more attention to them. from
Mind
now
you, they're
on.
really inconsistent with the rules as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They've gone
thankfully,
they've gone from flat out for not knowing them to just being inconsistent.
though, as
Anyway,
a Sun and Moon,
Ash,
they're definitely
won.
paying attention to them.
Ash,
pulling
if
through.
I recall correctly, counting the losses and wins, I think Ash won.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Also, Dwibs. it's
Also,
like-
unlike the other movies, the trainer they fight at the beginning actually sticks around.
Yep.
one
Anyway,
thing-
you gonna say, Pedro?
like I was saying, Dwibs, they could do something akin to what Funimation is doing, where they release their English dubs of Dragon Ball Z on DVD, and they have two different audio tracks. You can listen to the English dub with the original Bruce Faulkner score for those who are nostalgic for it, but those who prefer the Shunsuke Kikushi's original score, they can play with the English dub, but the score reverts back to the original Japanese one. They could do something like that.
That wasn't the plagiarized. That wasn't the plagiarized one, was it?
No, that's Budokai Free. That's a video game. That has nothing to do with that.
A lush green area is beautiful.
It said no other way. Did the script writers not have a thesaurus?
Yeah, whatever.
Yes, Brock, you're horny, I know.
That is your entire character.
You know, it's a shame.
Basically,
You know,
yeah.
You know, it's a shame. One of the few times Brock actually gets legit love interest, he gets pulled off before then. Like, seriously, I would have loved to have seen his relationship with Queen Seviper.
That reminds me, Jova, you might know, did we ever find out what exactly happened between him and Professor Ivy?
Oh, pretty.
Who between Ivy and whatnot?
Well, remember that part in the anime where they met a certain scientist who was really hot and Brock decided to stay with her?
Yeah, that was
oh,
when
yeah.
Tracy showed up.
But then he shows up again. Oh, and every time they ask about it, he acts like, oh my god, PTSD and shit. Did they ever actually explain what happened, or was it just for the sake of a running gag that never gets payoff?
They do. I forget what.
If I recall correctly, he says before joining back again that he was very mistreated by her.
Yeah.
That's
Wait. All this hubbub and all this craziness going on, and they send only one police officer.
not just that, but
Well, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of other officers.
Or all
Jenny
the
said they can
officer
get.
Jenny's on vacation or something.
apparently.
Also, I really have to wonder, how do they...
Or only one news crew goes there as well.
Well, here's the thing, Dwibs. With each land, you gotta have the reporter here, otherwise there's gonna be big competition. Also,
only
I'm pretty...
one. I've wanted they'll all come down in their troves by now.
Well, Dwibs, the team flight reporter was having an off day that day.
Maybe they're a really cheap TV network.
Can stop this thing?
Yeah, seriously, what the fuck was up with the direction there?
Yeah. Oh, hi, Tracy.
Nobody likes you.
I do.
Well, okay. You were
I'm
You
indifferent.
have one fan. But
Tracy
basically,
to me is the most glaring case of wasted potential.
Tracy
Yeah.
to me was boring, and yes, there's the obvious elephant in the room, a Caucasian
behold
replace-
the Tracy Sketchit fan club, President Tio, who's also the only member.
And yes, folks, there's the elephant in the room that, yes, a Caucasian replaced practically the closest thing the show had to a black guy. Didn't help.
I'm indifferent. I don't really care.
Tracy and Brock are just as bland as each other.
Like with Brock actually
I'll
had
disagree.
development, and I actually like Brock. He had a cool voice actor. He actually got some development, had a character arc to him. Tracy's just, oh, hey, I'm this assistant. I gotta study things, and I know all this stuff because I'm brainy, yo.
Well, that's the thing, Joe. They didn't allow it time to actually develop. It was just for the Orange Island story arc, and as soon as they got back to Pallet Town, it was gone.
And I judge him as such. A terrible replacement that really did not take off.
I just wish there was some savaging qualities to him, but whatever.
I mean,
Well,
I guess if it's any consolation to you, he did actually get to be good in Pokemon 2000. Problem is, that was Pokemon
guys,
2000.
For some reason, Ash Mommy's
They got
here.
they got to Johto real fast, didn't they?
The reason
Yeah.
Ash's mom is here is because, remember, as was established, she and...
Was a friend. We were friends of the scientist, yeah.
Mhm.
And also,
Yeah,
Dreams raised a good point. We got here very fast.
Well, it's the Pokemon universe where you can use the move Fly to pretty much go from town to town.
Let's twist the psychology of this little girl a bit more, shall we?
Yeah. He looks happy with his mom. I'm gonna be a bitch and take her from him.
To be fair, she just says she wants a mom.
Oh,
Well, couldn't she just magic up her mom? She magic up Entei.
true,
Yeah.
but she wants that
Remember,
one,
Dwibs.
Dwibs. She wants that
Remember,
one.
Dwibs.
Well, make a clone of her then.
Remember, Dweebs, it's the unknown at the helm, actually. And the unknown might, too, cause a lot of suffering and turmoil.
Well, make a clone of her then. Then you'll definitely cause turmoil that way with two Delias running around.
No, Dweebs, it's the fact that they want to cause as much turmoil and pain to everyone, not just one person.
I still maintain you should do the clone option, though.
But that wouldn't match up with the unknown's character, and then you'd be complaining
Then
about
again,
that.
I reckon Jova's probably still got PTSD from when the comic books have tried to do clone sagas.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, I just joke about it to hide the pain.
Please don't kill me.
No,
You are the mother!
No, my name's Delia, actually.
Take
Yeah,
me to my
surprisingly,
daughter,
she
who
does
I
have
am
a
now just
name.
learning about. Yeah,
Yeah.
Delia.
And now brainwashing.
Delia.
Having fun yet, kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, not just that, but one of the things. This is also another thing that makes this movie better than the others. Ash
Yeah,
actually
she
has
gets
a
some character
personal.
out of that.
Actually has a personal reason for even for getting it.
Yeah.
His mom got pinched.
Instead of just I have to do this because I guess I'm the good guy.
And it's my destiny in the case of the second movie.
Yeah.
Pikachu used Thundershock, but it wasn't that effective.
Which is weird because Entei is a pure fire type.
Ash, no. If you touch the crystal, you'll melt, I guess.
You need to adapt your focus.
See, yeah, this is the thing. One of the reasons people are praising Sun and Moon is that, again, we're actually getting more character out of Ash. We're also getting more character out of Ash in XYZ, but we don't like to talk about that because of the finale.
Yeah, it's literally a joke because it's the equivalent of a sleeping on a banana peel route.
Like, seriously, X, Y, and Z was setting up to be so great character-wise for Ash. We even did break a few tropes. Yet, just like of How I Met Your Mother. Okay, not the true
Anyway,
finale,
yeah,
since that's
topic
technically
for another
Zygarde,
time.
but basically the finale ruined some things.
So yeah,
The prelude finale.
in case you were uncomfortable before, kids, sit tight because we haven't seen nothing yet.
Kidnapping? Sure.
Brainwashing,
Convincing someone else that they're your parents.
especially in a relationship with a human and a Pokemon.
And
This
Molly
kid
has-
needs a therapist big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supposing just magic a therapist up or something.
I guess this is another reason why I actually do like Destiny Deoxys, is that it does do the whole psychology thing relatively well, too. Not as good as this zone, but
Yeah.
pretty good.
What the fuck?
Last I checked, Pager, you had not seen Destiny Deoxys.
No, I have. I've seen. I've seen almost. I've seen almost all of them, Jove. It's just that I barely even remember anything about it.
To be fair, when you slog for the Pokemon movies, I don't blame you if you can't remember the good ones always.
Yeah.
By
the way-
they got a nice looking view though.
So while this is all going on, the Unown are expanding the world. That's right, the Unown are feeding off of this girl's mental issues so that they can spread further to eventually encapsulate the entire Johto region.
Are you having
Yeah.
fun yet, kids?
Yeah, again, much like with Linkara,
What few
realized
kids are watching in the cinema at this
this
point?
is the Nintendo kid equivalent of Silent Hill when you think about it.
See, that's another thing. The plot of this movie is way darker than any other Pokemon movie when you actually stop and think
Except
about
for
it.
Lucario and Mew, which has
Well,
kind of Pokemon
That one is
genocide in
not.
it.
I wouldn't call that one dark as much as more like emotional, more
It
than
literally takes
anything.
place
Oh,
during a
that's
war.
right, I forgot about. In case you need continuity, Charizard was abandoned by this point by Ash to a special valley where he could train on its own.
And because
Oh, and
there's
also
that
he-
female Charizard with a ribbon, because once again, Ash cannot keep a Pokemon if it's too powerful, obviously.
You see, although here's the thing: Charizard finally actually did get better.
well,
You know,
they're actually thinking logically and they're going to try and bash the crystals in.
yeah, that's another thing that helps this movie. The characters actually think with common sense. But the thing with Charizard is like, well, yes, Charizard's thing was that he did not like Ash after becoming a Charmeleon. Thankfully, though, with the Orange Island saga, Charizard finally listened to Ash, and Ash had finally a great Pokemon that was fully evolved. And then he came across a female Charizard, had to fight a male Charizard for it, and basically Ash let him stay here. Though, that
Okay,
said,
so,
nowadays, he brings Charizard back every now and then, especially during Black and White, which makes you wonder, Ash, why didn't you bring your Charizard for the finale of XYZ?
Okay, that plan didn't work.
They tried.
So they can't go. So they can't go through it. What about going over it?
Dweebs,
Do like an airdrop from above.
Yeah.
What about going under it?
they haven't invented carpet
Yeah.
bombing.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, then again, I think later on in this film they do show what happens if you try and go over it. But they
do.
never establish going under it though.
Dweebs, you can't dig under crystal that
Crystal.
easily.
And
Yeah.
Joe, the crystal didn't dig underground; it just covered it up really.
Yeah,
well.
but
Yeah,
if you
but
You can just
That's
go
okay,
from
they
somewhere from the outside.
Also,
and
they
go
just
through.
they just bulldozed through a shit ton of it.
Yeah, here's the thing.
So why
though.
can't they go
bulldoze
under
it.
it?
Just
Here's the-
bulldoze it and then dig under it.
Here's the thing. Bulldozing the top of it is fine. It's getting from underneath that's the problem. Trust me. Try
Even
actually
if you
digging from
use something
underneath
like a dark trio, it's probably not going to be that
Blow it up
effective.
or something.
Not to mention the fact that remember
Yeah,
this
let's
is
break out the TNT.
also another problem. Brits, this is on the coast. There's not much exactly to dig underneath. Now they could try
They
digging.
they brought in a freaking bulldozer crane.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
not for digging.
Oh, the Pokénav, I think.
Until Gem
Oh,
3.
it's a Pokégear, yeah.
No Pokénav until Gem 3.
Some small promotion again for gadgets.
Huh, makes sense.
You know, it's such a surreal thing that my country never had that entire thing about using a show to sell toys.
Yeah.
I guess they have a secret entrance. Daddy, did you think of
Oh,
secret
great,
entrances?
a sewer level.
Which is interesting because, I mean, in America and such, like, most cartoons were made for the purpose of selling something.
Anyway, yeah. So
Okay.
in the first movie, the Team Rocket was practically inconsequential. It was just used for exposition purpose. In the second movie,
They kinda served the purpose.
Yeah, but the most people remember them is the fourth wall joke at the end. Let's see what they do now. Great.
Okay, so going over is not an option.
Yeah. Also, in regards to digging underneath, remember, there's all that water. You try digging underneath water, what do you think's gonna happen?
And also, as you can see, the crystal regenerates when...
I don't know, I think they're pretty far away from the water.
Oh yeah, true. Like Tia said, the crystal regenerates, so digging underneath would probably be messy if you get caught underneath.
Well, I'll
Well,
take
yeah,
that.
we have to be quick then.
I don't think that's...
Try doing it in real life and we'll talk, Twins.
Yeah, especially you.
This is in real life, though. Joe.
So, which H.R. Geiger nightmare we entered in particularly?
Number 14?
Sure.
I like how they use a heroic theme for Entei because, again, the way this girl sees it, Entei is her dad
Yes,
/ knight in
mate.
shining armor.
Yes, my child, I have committed manslaughter just for you.
Nice, Daddy.
That child is going to be scarred for life.
This
Oh,
is
Joy, just wait. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Daddy, didn't you tell him to leave us alone? What are these journalists still doing here?
Journalists are journalists, sweetie. Ignore them.
Hang on, if she's watching the news broadcasts, how come they're not? How come they don't notice them breaking in for a secret entrance?
Oh, they actually do see them.
That's the thing. She.
I
if I
also,
recall
I'm surprised,
correctly-
it's like it's like that.
No,
It's like what doomed the rescue efforts in the Munich Olympics hijacking. The media just showed what they were going to do to try and break the hostages out on TV. The terrorists. Were
Oh,
watching.
Professor Oak, when is S not looking for trouble?
I know it's a cartoon, well, anime,
There you go,
I
there you
should
go,
say,
Gary,
but
watch.
I'm finding it very difficult not to question what Ash is doing right there.
I don't know. I kind of like how he actually uses his Pokemon's abilities cleverly in this
He
movie.
doesn't
Yeah.
No, I
body
mean, but he
check.
shouldn't be able to hold that.
Wait, what are you talking about, Troy?
Yeah, I like that. I love that reaction
Yeah.
from the mom.
Yeah.
and also, I do like that plot point. It's her motherly instincts that shock her out of the brainwashing.
Daddy,
Yeah.
should we block out that entrance?
Because
Actually-
apparently the power of love is stronger than
Actually,
the other.
James, the movie's got you covered there. The girl actually wants to let them in because she's interested in this Pokemon training.
Well, how come she didn't let them in earlier then?
Well, Dwibs, the
She's
people
a
who tried to
little
Because
come in,
girl.
journalists
she's-
are evil.
She's
remember,
naive and stupid.
allow me to explain, actually. Remember, Dwibs, the first people who tried to come in came in with a bulldozer. Like, no Pokemon really there.
Basically, Dweebs, you will not manage to enter in the slightest with your methods.
Tell me about it.
Well, actually, now I don't. Guns aren't really that common here, so I can't do the Uncharted 2-4 route of just shooting everyone and going full Rambo.
You're tearing me apart. Yeah, that's too obvious.
Yeah. I'm actually wondering if Lisa Ortiz has had that thrown at her. Who?
Skylar.
We met him with
No,
I
I-
met him already.
I know, but I'm just wondering if Ash knows his name is. Also, Skylar from Gen 5.
What?
In the anime, Skylar is one of the laziest bitches ever. She just does thinks of Pokemon battles in her head and then just goes off to fly a plane.
Dweebs, the Gen 5 anime seasons are terrible for a reason.
Yeah.
Well, that says something when Ash, of all people, is really pissed off.
Oh, Ash gets pissed off. But yeah, again, Ash using his brain, and he surprisingly did not body check the ice.
Oh,
But
But it's okay because they have a plan.
Jesus.
they're gonna run through the fire.
There you go. See, we use the fire to melt the ice,
Double the fire, double the
and
fire.
then they use the water Pokemon
We're gonna make
sure they
ourselves a little slide.
There you go.
Make
See,
sure
to
they
prevent
don't
Power
get,
slide.
to prevent the ice from
burned.
reforming. There you go. See.
My child, I think there might have been a flaw in my powers.
It's like the characters got an injection of intelligence before this movie began.
I was gonna say, I'm finding it hard to believe that they actually thought of this.
But my daughter,
Yes, Daddy?
I think my powers were a little bit flawed.
That's okay, Daddy. You tried your best. Just please don't fail me again.
No, she's gonna lynch me if I fuck up again. What do I do? Look,
Hello.
You are entering the Matrix.
Daddy, I didn't ask you to change the background.
Dude, wow.
I like the background as it was.
Oh god, this CGI.
Yes, now it's fake looking.
Also, this looks...
Now we're in the virtual room from Spy Kids.
Sure. Why
Where's
not?
Elijah Wood?
No, Elijah was in the third one. Well,
Oh,
not the
shit.
first one.
Oh, it would make sense because, virtual world. And
Well,
yeah,
Spy Kids 1 is better than 3.
in true typical fashion in the movies, the Team Rocket has managed to get to the center of a problem, but it's probably not gonna do anything about it.
Oh yeah, I think this is now we're gonna get my favorite line of James in this one. Hold on. Yeah, I think now. Yeah.
Oh, God.
So many-
So much my life.
There you go. The little girl actually wants to do something. with it.
Here you go. You can if that is.
I
what
can
you
wish for anything.
This is
I want a battle tank.
See, okay.
This
See,
is
the
literal-
reason it works. Oh, hold on, let me put this. This is Troll in Central Park, but done right. Why? Because the person saying that you can do anything by simply just wishing it is in the wrong.
yeah.
Whereas
Could
in
you-
Troll in
could-
Central Park, that is one of the stupid morals in that movie.
Yeah, it's a good job I don't have that power because otherwise I'd be wishing for battle tanks and what else would you think I'd be wishing for?
No, by all means, sweetie, you just said to be 10.
There we go.
Yeah.
Jailbait
Yeah.
territory.
But, well, okay,
Um,
dude. The sad thing is that going off of Misty, that's probably how 10-year-olds are in this universe.
Ugh.
Not just that, but yeah. Okay, honey, you're probably wondering why these are all these weird changes in your body right now. All of a sudden.
It's the same as Shadow Light. Prepare to die.
By Molly's voiced by Amy Birnbaum. We're only going to do a lot in these films, aren't we?
Oh, that's right. There's another thing that the English dub changes. Brock actually hits on her. Thankfully, in this version, he does not.
Thank goodness.
So
Never
for
change
kids,
Japan.
Huh? And Brock actually gets to be deductive here too.
I mean, dude, come on, man.
Taya, we're not in Yu-Gi-Oh here. Oh, wait.
Keep her distracted psychologically. Remember, this is technically all an illusion in her mind. If they distract her long enough, essentially the palace is distracted long enough for them to go on.
Also,
which
we're
is actually
literally
rather
doing
clever.
we're doing the game of death route, in a sense of one opponent per plan.
Yep.
And now
Here we
let
go.
us, of course.
Wow,
So this
you've made the world's best football
Here's the
pitch.
problem. By this point in the anime series, Brock team is not exactly in very good shape. He
I
eventually
mean-
gets better Pokemon, like his Crobat is amazing later on, trust me on that. But right now, his team is not that powerful.
It's kind of even a weak team by Gen 1 standards. Like, seriously, it's been joked at so many points.
Laughing.
Brock, the gym leader,
Really?
has only 2 really signature Pokemon.
Really, you have infinite power and can wish for any Pokemon you want, and you choose a Falafi.
Well, remember, Dwibs, this was at the time when Falapi was actually not an official Pokemon yet. So technically, this is a
Couldn't
dreamed-up
you
Pokemon.
just wish for like a copy of Lugia or something?
But that's the thing, though. Remember, she's a little girl, so obviously she wants cute-like Pokemon.
And also, she has limited knowledge and imagination.
Or just wish for like a made-up Pokemon or something.
Also, clever thing Brock's doing is that
Yes, Jova?
clever thing Brock's doing. He's complimenting her, basically doing everything he can to stall.
What a ruffian. Why Teddy Ursa? Okay, now
Remember,
I'm with
Tia,
you.
this was back before it was an official Pokemon, so she created it, and thus that makes
It's
it.
I'll
Also,
admit, I
Gen 2
don't.
more Gen 2 promotion. I mean.
I'll admit, half of Gen 2's Pokemon are completely foreign to me.
Yeah.
Not just that, Dweebs, now that I think about it, half of Gen 2 is quite pointless. Like, there are some very good Pokemon and other changes, like, for example, like I mentioned, Crobat. Now that's, ever since they introduced it's a staple of my ideal team. But others just didn't click me that much, like Teddy Ursa, as I mentioned. Yes, James, we know.
James never changed.
Well, its voice will change in like, but this came out in 2001, so in about 5 years.
Not really, considering you lost 2 battles out of 2.
Again, what kind of a gym leader has only 2 Pokemon?
Alright, time for the main event with Onyx, I guess.
Ha ha ha.
Fucking poor kids puns.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure the Japanese dub was also corny like that.
I don't remember. I forgot. Did Fampi, seriously? Did the Japanese version of Rex Raptor also add Dino puns?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
That said,
He
though,
was even called Rex
I will-
Raptor in the original Japanese version.
I know.
I will give 4Kids this, though. Stupid puns, that at least is something I'd expect people to say in real life. I mean, I'll give 4Kids this. Yes, their dialogue could be corny, but it never really strayed to the point where it felt like something nobody would say, which is a problem with some dubs that are a little too faithful to the Japanese versions.
Speaking of Spy Kids, when this film came out in the US, it made less than half as Spy Kids did on its opening weekend.
Which was?
Pokemon made like $8 million from around over 2,000 theaters.
And its budget?
The budget, in terms of US dollars, was $16 million.
And what was its global box office gross?
68.4 million.
And back then companies considered...
Yeah.
And back then companies weren't on the odd rule of it has to be double its budget.
But it was suffering from the law of diminishing returns by that point.
Mm-hmm. Kind of a shame, because honestly, this is a legit good film overall. Though I guess
I don't remember exactly.
It wasn't the worst off. Pokemon Forever did horribly.
When was the release
well, that's
date?
because Pokemon Forever deserved to do horribly.
In general, Dweebs?
Sorry?
When was the release date of this movie in general?
In the West or Japan?
The West.
2001.
No, I mean the month.
April.
Weird, because in my country it was a summer movie, so it tanked because of that. Remember, similar to a lot of years in America, here in my country, summer movies are bombed almost guaranteed. The only ones that survived are the MCU movies. Alright, time for Misty to shine, I guess.
Yeah, I can definitely hear a bit of Taya Gardner in her voice there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be the leader, but I kind of left because I couldn't stand my sisters.
How do you know so much about my life?
I love how Entei doesn't need to...
And this is actually another nice detail. This is part of Molly coming to learn to come to terms with herself, realizing she can actually be herself. That actually does tie into the movie.
But turns out that Molly that we're finding right now is not the real Molly. It's just a mental projection.
I got it, guys. The ultimate plot twist. Molly, there was no Molly. He was all an elaborate hallucination.
And now, for some reason, Molly wants to do the
He's gonna
fight
drown everybody.
underwater. Why?
Because it's just
I mean, on a little sense, what is the point?
because she's a little girl and she loves doing whatever the hell she imagines doing.
You've seen too much The Little
Drowning
Mermaid.
people.
You've seen too much The Little Mermaid, sweetie. Come on, get
Yeah.
over your Disney period.
I can attest that, yes, this was a common thing with girls ever since Little Mermaid came out. My sister included.
I understand the pain, Jova.
Oh, your sister was also into Little Mermaid?
Hi, yeah, trust me when I say this, Kingdra is one of the most I can ever face because of its type.
Dragon and water.
Yeah. Either you before Gen 6, either you used a dragon type or you were fucked.
And then the fairy type came along.
Although, to be fair, Tyranitar did help out.
I guess, yeah.
Tyranitar was like the first wall defense we had against the psychic types.
True, because of a dark type.
Also, I think one thing that's kind of going against the movie, to be honest, it's I think this could have benefited from being a little bit long.
Yeah.
Not like double the length or anything like that. God no. But say just about 10, 15 minutes more, I'd say.
I think he I think he feels that the movie would have more impact if we had a bit more of a slower pace for the sake of having things.
Yeah, because this is going by really fast.
True.
What
Also, another observation on the team. Misty's team has always been quite mediocre.
The only reason Ash didn't beat her was because Pikachu refused to fight her.
I never saw any particular improvement over her. Maybe Polly told, but that's it.
I think she got better improvements in the Best Wishes special, where she finally goes back to being a gym leader.
But hey, this is apparently the first time a Pokemon film was premiered in IMAX.
Yay for that, I guess.
Not sure you get much from IMAX for this, but
Also, another
what
competent.
what time are we at?
Go to
41. Go to 42 minutes.
Okay.
Also, another competent choice for Molly. Mantine is actually a really good option, especially by the
Alright,
Gen 2
42.
standards. Almost there.
Okie dokie.
I'll go into why that's also a nice detail.
And the Click.
What did I miss?
Basically, Misty and Molly fighting. That's it.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's actually another key thing, though. We see Molly actually working smarter with Pokemon types, whereas, at Brockside, it was literally just dream up a Pokemon and it automatically wins. Which shows that Molly is coming to more terms with adulthood, actually thinking better for herself.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice subtle detail like that.
This movie is full of visual symbolism in general.
Yeah.
So I just call it symbolism of the unknown.
Well, the unknown are literally runes, so yeah, symbols.
That reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the smart thing to do is
I think this is where we get one of the best scenes in the movie now.
Unfortunately, they're kind of ruining their lives, so they got to.
Anyway, listen here, because this is one of the best scenes in the movie, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a twist. We already knew.
Oh, we've known since 1998.
Oh boy.
Molly,
Please.
that's
Yeah, I think you're getting a bit. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, crud, emotional
She's
relapse.
going Super Saiyan.
Well, she's literally encasing
Also,
herself.
another Tangled comparison.
Actually, Shira, I think this is actually more similar to Frozen. Remember how in Frozen, when Anna's trying to convince Elsa to come back, and again, visual symbolism of where when Anna's trying to convince, and Elsa surrounds herself in snow, and we even hear Anna's voice fading and fading and fading, again symbolizing the fact that she's once again closing herself off because she doesn't want to face her emotions. That's what I get, more Frozen than Tangled, rather.
Difference here is that it's not so much about just being alone. She's not going to let Delia go.
So
without a
yeah,
fight.
and the Unown and Entei are essentially taking things to an end. Get the fuck
Oh,
out
heck
of here.
no.
The power of my voice compels you. Seriously, Ash. I mean,
Well, Totodile is a
plus
water
for the
type.
plus for the type advantage, I guess, but you don't stand a chance with a legendary like that.
Maybe if you were a Feraligatr.
Again, a daily reminder that I still cannot stand how the Sinnoh League actually went with Ash losing one of the preliminary battles with a guy with a team full of legendaries. Seriously, what the fuck?
Is that pretty much the hacks episode?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a representation to those PvP players who just stuck their team full of legendaries and that's it.
Well, logically, that's what I do.
Yeah,
Ash,
dweebs. Yeah, that's the reason why the community doesn't like that tactic.
like, seriously. And honestly, it's a lazy one, too, because if you get the right Pokemon, you can put down a legendary team anyway.
Yeah.
So there is another thing as well. You might have the right Pokemon, but on occasion, their moves will miss, or they won't listen to you, and so on and so on.
Ooh, burn.
Jesus.
Okay, you didn't need to bring so much ice for that bird.
Yeah. No.
You'd think you'd know that by... I thought you'd have known that by now.
Sure, why not?
Don't ask, okay?
Oh, finally Pikachu is doing something. We...
Huh, surprised you didn't just solve it right there and then, considering how strong this Thundershock is. And again, I guess even on legendaries, he has trouble.
Yeah. Also, I forgot. Right now, did Entei had a signature move or not?
I think he may have.
I mean, if I recall, in Gen 2, only Ho-Ho had a signature move.
So yeah, Ashton is please asking her to stop this, aka come please accept the fact that your dad is gone. Otherwise he'll kill us all.
Also, Team Rocket, you're useless.
And then everyone died, and the anime was over at the end.
What
They're
a
pretty much
surprise.
here.
Well,
they're
we're
pretty
getting
much just here for
close.
the
Yes,
novelty
Fury?
of it, honestly.
We...
Hey, Ash learned that just getting into the middle of Blast doesn't solve everything. This time he got him out of the
And
way.
he died.
But that's the thing, Joe. And there you go, suddenly
So
Charizard.
Deus Ex Charizard.
Yeah, this
We
was
still need to-
it was foreshadowed.
This was foreshadowed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so-
Also,
Oh,
Dreams.
apparently-
Remind me
Apparently
again the year, 2001.
apparently the complete soundtrack to this film. Someone's put up the complete English soundtrack for this film up on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, Dreams, remind me again,
It-
the release was 2001, right?
Yeah, 2001.
Okay.
There's
Been
only
like
four, yeah.
seven more years before Brawl. Okay.
Indeed. Family.
That's a very
I will
bad
defeat your family, and then I will defeat that other family's family, and you know what I mean.
Stop attacking my
Yeah,
family.
let's just battle.
How did you?
Hey,
two
look,
get up
Team
here?
Rocket, I actually get to be useful this movie.
Freaking tug of war.
Wait, with this line. They're aware that their
Yeah,
family.
I love Charizard, especially his turn. He's like, "What the fuck?" Of course, it's I, the only one who deserve killing you mentality.
Well, to be fair, by telling Ash, they do get some of their best work.
True.
And if there is one thing I can give this movie, unlike the other two, or the previous two, I should say,
It has a plot.
you can come into this. Say if you're a parent or brother or sister of someone who's not a Pokemon fan, and they're dragged to watching this movie with them, you can go into this one and not have to worry about having not seen the anime.
Yeah.
To be fair, that was also the case with the other two. They did give exposition bits, but yeah, I agree. This one does it the best
poor
out of the
exposition.
three.
That should be how, movie stories based on other franchises should work.
Yeah, and I'll give Pokemon movies credit. They do that, but yeah, Dweeb's point, this one did it the best out of the first three.
Well, that's
So
the thing.
yeah,
Well,
time for an actual awesome fight between Charizard and Entei.
well, that's the thing, Jove. I mean, the DVD release of the first movie did that with that Ash's Journey extra that they put in, but that wasn't in the original VHS sort of cinematic release. So
Well, I mean, I thought it was in the original VHS.
no, it wasn't. I own that VHS, and I can assure you, it wasn't there.
Ah, well, in that case, I guess starting with Pokemon 2000, they did it. Well, VHS-wise. I guess even then, nowadays, they're better at it. Oh, by the way, a nice detail. Molly is, of course, her mentality is giving Entei the advantage over the fight.
Didn't you already try and explain this to me?
Actually, no. In fact, I'm actually trying it different from the other two movies. Normally, I would body check stuff, but I'm actually using my brain here.
La la la, I'm not listening.
Because I'm a part of her mentality.
Is he
Symbolism!
Is he talking telepathically?
Yes.
Surprised more Pokemon don't do that if they're able to.
But the receiver, this is a magical Entei created by the Unown, so obviously he would have psychic powers.
Mewtwo did it as well.
Well, later on, later generations, I think Entei can learn some psychic moves like Extra Sense.
Yeah.
I think.
And hey, Lugia spoke psychically too.
Well, Lugia is psychic type, psychic flying, so.
Yeah.
Spike, I want to spear.
Oh crap, he's using tackle!
Isn't it like body blow?
Like a spear from. And again, I watched too much WWE.
One of the nastiest normal type move because it can paralyze you. Body blow.
Well, so you have to be really careful.
I thought that was body slam.
One false move, and Charizard's going to have one false move, and Charizard will have an extra belly button.
So yeah, even Charizard is relatively useless here.
Well, it's a legendary. So.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Finally, it's about time. Finally.
I've had my fun.
Yes.
Oh, this bit.
But I'm kind of join the line at murder.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
look, just
not fight.
And actually, no, right there and then they did Pokemon. The first movie's moral all the more better. Pokemon shouldn't fight like this.
Yes, like this.
They did say not like this in the first movie.
Yeah, but then everybody else automatically went on to say like fighting is wrong altogether, which is where it fell apart. It wasn't Nurse Joy's line; it was everything that was said after her line.
Yeah, in that case, they kind of fucked themselves over.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a reason why that movie's so infamous.
They could have just left it at Nurse Joy's line and have it been like that, and it would have been okay. But then they went on to say,
"Oh
everything
God,
else.
that Ash expression." Yeah, power of friendship.
Don't worry though. If you need a good first gen to go to, there's
said,
always Gen 6.
For a second there, I thought he said the threats were real. Like, wait, are they being threatened?
Threatened by the power of friendship.
Threatened by the power of declining box office.
Or threatened by the power of fashion in Gen 6.
Or an evil megalomaniacal bitch in Gen 7. Well, the first game of Gen 7 anyway.
I have not yet played Ultra Sun and Moon.
I haven't either, but I haven't heard good things about the story.
Yeah, but less about that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go,
And
guys.
the glasses, the crystal, the glass, or whatever it is, just melts
The
away.
Pokemon never bother me anyway.
The basic.
Tia did it, not me.
But
Yeah.
aren't we forgetting something?
I have no idea.
Wait for it.
We've still got the unknown flying around, haven't we?
Don't worry, Lips.
Yeah.
We're literally about to address that.
By the way, there's still the unknown flying around. Should I tell you that?
No,
Would
because
you
the
like me to
audience.
eat them?
No, you don't, because the audience aren't stupid. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, it turns out the unknown don't like that Molly is not fueling them anymore.
Yeah.
It's
Because
the
they're dicks.
Zodiac.
The unknown like this crystal fortress, so they're gonna keep it.
Yeah, the unknown are like, no, we finally got our own fortress of solitude, and damn it, we're gonna keep it.
We had to cause so much turmoil, and we were finding it delicious. Why do you want to ruin our fun? Just because we're evil?
No, guys, I got it. They're the spirits of those really hardcore Superman fanboys. Yeah, they want their own fortress of solitude, and they won't let go of it no matter what. Well, I fucked up.
Entei, could you please deal with that?
If a bulldozer couldn't get through those, what hope do I have?
You're a legendary dreamed up by a girl who makes OP Pokemon. I think you
Oh,
might
just
have a
grow
better
back.
shot.
They're like a freaking cobra. You cut a head off, it grows back faster.
Exactly. You're a distraction.
But I'll be impaled.
You're fake. You never existed. So maybe
Also,
you
that-
won't be
that color
okay.
palette.
I never existed. I'm alive.
Hey. It could be worse. Your purpose could be to pass butter. And we don't want that now, do we?
Yeah.
Hi, Nurse Joy.
Okay, I seriously have to
Hi,
wonder.
Officer Jenny.
Do they just have a designated mother and father to breed Jennies and Nurse Joys?
We don't
I'm
talk
pretty
about
sure.
those
I'm pretty sure
Jova.
they're cloned by the Jackal, Jova.
They're all cousins, though, Pedro.
Yeah, they
I'm
say.
pretty sure
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there are creepypastas that would explain that or something.
Yeah,
There's that one
Jova-
Nurse Joy
Hey,
with
there you go.
glasses.
Ash is landing
Yeah,
so bad.
sure, Jova, sure. If they tell you that the Easter Bunny is real, you'll believe them too.
But yeah,
What?
there's the tradition of us running into something.
Yeah. And even
the
Charizard is an
Charizard
idiot,
either.
as
To be
usual.
But yeah, he's still got the power of using
Flamethrower.
fire.
It's working! It's working!
No,
And
Also, Charizard's crotch shot.
Failure. A flamethrower from a giant Charizard. So
Nope.
did you really think that puny attack would work when you
Well,
tried
it
a more
did-
powerful
it did
fire
work.
attack not long ago?
It did work
well,
for
let's try
free
and do
in
it
the
together.
Sorry. It did work for the legend for free in the legendary birds
Cross-
from the cages
cross
in the
the
airship in the
beams.
second movie.
We got
Sorry.
nothing.
So now what?
Watch the whole world explode, I guess.
If only Ash had a Sneasel to use for a dark type advantage.
No, have Snorlax just drop on them.
Until Gen 5, where you're actually awesome. Same is, it's Gen 5's anime, so everything else sucks.
Yeah.
Well, except for that episode where Ash's Charizard comes back and gets to be awesome.
Great answer.
You know, I'm kind of surprised that Hunter J was never a thing in the games now that I think about it. I mean, she was one of the best things of that of the Gen 4 anime.
Well, though the Gen 5 anime actually kind of got
Entei-
screwed over by Mother Nature as well.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why it sucks. So yes, Molly's mentality to the rescue. I mean, Entei to the rescue.
Well, I'm not real anyway, so fuck it.
Precisely. So the illusionist
Aw.
actually
Turns
having-
out he actually liked being a father. Aw.
Oh,
It's exactly how she wanted him created. The perfect dad who happens
not
to
sure
stand
how
on
a
four
human-
legs.
I'm not sure how a human could be procured from me, but
Molly doesn't know all that stuff yet.
Yes,
Yeah.
come on.
She doesn't need to.
Let's not.
We'll tell her about the birds and the bees after she gets some deep therapy.
Please.
She already went through puberty fast. It makes sense.
Molly,
though.
could you please wish for I don't know, an atomic bomb or something?
So yeah, like Entei said, he was born of her imagination. So obviously she has to. She has to.
Let him go.
Not just that, but she also has to imagine him to be as strong. But she has to believe in him. Basically, she has to help him. Basically.
I believe in Santa Christ.
I believe in Rayquaza. I mean, I believe in Tapu Koko. I mean, I believe in Coyote.
I believe in Groudon. I believe in Kyogre. I believe in Rekrom.
I believe in. Actually,
Dweebs.
no. Screw the Pokemon from Pokemon Forever.
Dweebs, remember, Groudon and Kyogre are not exactly the best deity to worship, considering they're very destructive by nature.
But they're
Well,
to
fucking, well, they could go.
Yeah,
they could put aside their differences for the greater good.
Tio,
The
essentially, Kyogre and Groudon are a married couple, and Rayquaza is their therapist. Like,
Yeah, pretty much.
There's some percent going through divorce.
there's literally a comic that covers it, basically where Rayquaza is the therapist for the Team Magma and Team Aqua leaders.
So yeah,
Because that's essentially what Rayquaza does: provide therapy for two legendaries who obviously are just PMSing.
the unknowns are destroyed.
I have to go now. My planet needs me.
They were, since he was created by the unknown, yeah.
Entei, no, Dan Green died on the way to his planet.
And that's another thing. She's calling him Entei instead of Papa. And that's the ultimate irony. She has to let go of Entei.
Wow,
I
a
don't-
movie where the dog actually dies.
And
Well-
they will not
Well,
live.
it's okay. It's okay, Shiro. The dog never actually existed because it was a figment of her
I-
imagination.
Entei.
So
Yeah.
I just consider it good payback for making me search for him in Gen 2 all the time. Seriously.
Yeah.
yeah.
So now
Roman
the unknown
legendaries
are
were a
losing their
mistake.
power.
So
Can
how
we
many
destroy these things, please?
So how many Pikachu's did we got, Professor?
5.
Oh,
Well,
Yeah.
all that
Yeah.
for 5
Yeah.
Pickarats?
The ones that take the most effort get the fewest Pickarats.
What a dick.
The fact that you succeeded should be reward enough.
Oh, right. I think we're about to see another detail that actually got changed for the English version coming up soon. Anyway, but now the castle can return to normal without threatening the world, too.
Looks more like a mansion to me than a castle.
yeah, it's a view.
Mansion, yeah. Ah,
And then someone who actually likes the crystal landscape is disappointed.
sorry, Elsa.
Sorry, Final Fantasy
there you
14.
go.
Sorry, Final Fantasy
Okay,
14
now
fans.
this
All
this
10
was
of you.
Okay, so the unknown are defeated, and that lets her freeze her father. Fun fact, this was actually saved as an after-credit scene in the Japanese version, and this was literally the end of the film. Here, though, they did the more, let's just say,
You can tell because there's a space where the credits are supposed to be.
let's just say that, well, because, kids might have been traumatized, therefore kids decided, let's actually give a happy ending because our heroes earned it. Whereas in the
Wow,
Jap-
again, something else that a dub at this time has done right. I
Yeah,
think.
speaking of dubs changing stuff, at that point I was going to make earlier.
Wait for it, Dibs. Wait for it, Dibs. The perfect moment for you is coming up during the credits.
If it doesn't come up, then I'll
It'll be
Don't
there.
worry.
I know this movie like the back of my hand. Unless they change this in the DVD version.
If you know the back of your hand, then Joe, then what are the names of all the bones?
Ha.
Your mum was a doctor. I thought she'd have told you that.
Not necessarily that kind of doctor.
She's a Time Lord.
Of course, she
Sweet.
sees
Aw.
Entei in the cloud.
Also, it's good that they swapped that scene, to cheer up the kids, because a lot of parents won't actually sit around and wait for after credit shit.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't have known about this at all.
And then Nick Fury comes to ask Ash to join the Avengers. They're actually considering getting a live-action Pokemon film soon.
Ooh, neat.
And then Officer Jenny goes around to the kid, Molly, you're under arrest.
Remember, Joe, the Detective Pikachu,
Yes,
Oh,
can't wait
that.
for that.
filmed in London.
With that
Oh,
accent.
right. I forgot that Jessie had a Wobbuffet now. Oh.
Oh, when did she get that fucking thing again?
I think she traded her leaky tongue for that.
She got it during the thing, either near the end of Kanto or the beginning of Johto.
She has it definitely in Gen 1 because Wobbuffet shows up in Pokemon the first movie.
Of course.
Ah.
You were pointless.
Again, you're a novelty
just
at this
that.
point.
Yeah.
They're coming to terms with it, Shiroi.
And then they stole that bit of the castle and made it their own new
Sorry.
secret headquarters.
And then they
Nope.
fell out the tower.
No fourth wall jokes for you this time.
And now, of course, we end on the sunny blue sky.
So the day say thanks to...
What was the name of that guy who loves
I
this
didn't know.
guy in his films?
Sorry,
And
who?
now some scenes for the credits.
We had there was a joke we had about a guy about a film we watched or a game we played where it focuses on the sky a lot.
Oh,
Makoto
Makoto Shinkai's
Shinkai's
movies.
Yeah. Yukiyama thought he was
There
no
you go.
one
Hey,
knew Makoto
Molly,
Shinkai
your
was at
dad's
this point.
back.
There you go. Basically, since the Unown fucked off, now the dad is back.
Alright,
So-
since it's the credits, it's more pop songs. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fine with it. I mean, hey, at least we get to see stuff going on during the credits. That's
So I
nice.
suppose, yeah. That's what, yeah, bye Charizard.
I'm actually wondering if the next movie, the one after I Choose You, it's going to get a cinema release like the last one did.
Probably, considering how I Choose You did at the box office.
Hey, let me check
did-
what
I heard
is
it
the next
did
movie going to be
did
about.
all right considering it was a really limited release.
Yeah,
I was
limited
going to say
release.
the next one they'll probably continue to be limited releases.
Yeah, it'll probably stay that way.
Let's see, the next movie... Oh, it doesn't have a title yet.
Still
Pokemon insert title here.
Is there
Guys,
a
I mean,
release window? Or...
It doesn't have a title in America. The Japanese one is Pocket Monsters the movie, Everyone's Story.
Well, didn't the last one when they kind of similar last time?
In that they got rid of. Didn't they get rid of Brock and Misty? And
I meant the
Choose You?
titles were similar. I mean,
No, the titles of I Choose You was I Choose You.
yeah. Well, we got rid of Brock and Misty. Although to be honest, I mean, considering that Brock and Misty one is actually the most compelling of characters anyway.
They were. Well, okay. Misty was not. Brock, though, was. And even still.
There you go,
why
she
would
actually got a Teddy Ursa.
Okay, Dwibs. There was
Plus,
something you wanted
it does kind of paint one of the characters from Gen 4 in a different light. But I'll get to that when we get to that movie in about 2-3 years from now, and we've done all the others. But anyway, I was going to mention another change that the dub did to the Japanese version. In the Japanese version, Molly's mom walked out on the dad because he was such a workaholic all the time.
Yeah.
And then she died also in the Japanese version.
Yeah,
I
could
get back over there.
I could imagine that actually being a plot point in like a Portuguese-made Pokemon movie.
Wait,
But
what?
here-
Like a movie set in Portugal. People being workaholics all the time.
Oh, that. Well, I guess.
And now Molly's got her mother
Whereas in
back.
the dub, the mom mysteriously vanished one day, and apparently the Unknown had something to do with it, and thus giving Spencer more obsession with trying to find the Unown as well for
Just like Bronner. So.
trying to find his missus. And that's why we see them at the end credits, because the Unknown were just that kind.
Oh, nice.
Again,
They're a bunch of small psychopaths, but they're nice.
Yeah, what logic do the Unknown even breathe? Like,
I think they just
Trolling.
like trolling, yeah.
So they just,
It's
just like in the games.
So
Just like-
trolling is their game.
I thought that Mew was the trickster Pokemon. Like,
Yeah. There are plenty of trickster Pokemon who like to
so
troll.
he's nothing on the Trickster in Gem 3.
So
remember the
yeah.
Trick House?
yeah,
Does every
Oh,
era
yeah.
just have one specific trickster as well?
apparently.
Oh, you think that's bad, Sherway? Rotom. Rotom likes to haunt
Yeah.
your
And
Pokedex
they
or a house in
directed
Gen
to a
4.
city, which I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the one of the fourth movie.
We can see the Force. Max.
So yeah, final thoughts, I guess. Who wants to start?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
It's not quite as bad as I was when I saw it the first time with you guys, but it's still got that really. It's still got an issue that I think also plagued the first movie a bit. It has a big problem with pacing. There were times where I felt like it was going a bit too fast, and the movie could have benefited from being a little bit longer.
Yeah, to have more scenes, I guess I can understand that. Like more
Yeah.
more scenes exploring Molly's psyche, but like
Well, you said that about the first movie as well. So
Well, that seems to be a recurring problem with
Probably.
with Yujiyama and also the writers. It seems.
Sonata.
it's a problem with TV show movies in general.
Although funnily enough, that the writer of this movie, this is the last Pokemon film the writer of this one ever did. Which is, I'm not quite sure what happened afterwards, but something must have, because he didn't come back for the other ones.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's gone up a little bit, but not in my estimation, but not by a whole lot.
Sure.
All right.
And also it's got an issue, and also some of the dialogue felt like my 10-year-old self wrote it.
All right. Shiro, you want to be next?
Sure. Not much to say really. I mean, it's it's at least consistent compared to the first movie, and I honestly forget the second one. Like I know.
Nobody blames you.
I mean, I kind of remember what happens, but I don't remember every tiny little detail because I don't really care. The music was pretty great here, except for I don't really like the pop songs in the credits, but I don't think many people do. Yeah, that was a
That's pretty
Pokemon
much
movie.
it.
It was all right. It wasn't anything spectacular, and I mean, considering that this is apparently one of the better Pokemon movies, that isn't really saying much in terms of this franchise in particular.
I think you'll like the
If I had to
Lucario
be
movie
honest,
more because
though,
the Lucario
yeah.
movie feels a lot like a level 5 story. So that one you probably will
All
like
I know
more.
about Lucario is
For example, remember
that
that
his fan base
sorry.
is a little bit. bleh.
Remember the flowers that we collected with P in Inokuni? That was clearly inspired by the Lucario movie, basically.
Okay.
I
But,
definitely
yeah,
do
that was
legit.
it was pretty good. I enjoyed watching it, but it wasn't anything special, I don't think.
Go ahead.
All
Okay.
right.
Who's
Probably
next?
next?
Dio?
Sure, why not? I really enjoyed the movie. It's fine enough. It's probably the best of a bunch, at least for me, and at least for now. I don't remember that much the Lucario movie, so I probably need to see it again eventually.
I recommend. It's my
But
personal favorite.
Again,
But
so
yeah, go on.
far it's the most solid of the bunch and everything. It has some very minor still issues and some weird subtext that for kids change it probably for the better. But overall, again, solid and definitely better than the one we've seen so far. Next.
All right, I'll go next. Yeah, this is definitely a pretty good film. I mean, yeah, if you're not a Pokemon fan, it may not interest you that much, but even still, it's a legit good movie as a Pokemon movie, and even on its own. It tells a good, gripping story of child psychology, a girl having to come to grips with the fact that she may have to lose her father to get back her father in quite a weird way. The Unown are quite a calculating, trolling villain. Team Rocket actually get to be useful for the first time in these movies. That was nice. And yeah, Ash is great. In fact, none of the characters are really stupid in this. I mean, granted, it's not my favorite Pokemon movie. My favorite Mario movie. And there are other good Pokemon movies which I say will do some things better than this one. Yeah, I mean, the pacing doesn't annoy me here like it did in previous Pokemon movies, but I will admit, it could have been better with the pacing, if only to include more stage stuff. I mean, it already does a great job on its own. It's just, it could have been even better if it weren't confined to the limitations that often dictate 90 minutes for whatever reason or not.
That's just the thing, Joe, but this one wasn't even 90 minutes. It was only 1 hour and 10 minutes. Maybe if they added an extra 20 minutes for a full 90-minute runtime, maybe that would have sufficed.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Aside from that, though, this is still definitely a great film, and I recommend it to film goers, especially if you want to show something here and there. And, you know, it is a good entryway into Pokemon. So, yeah, all around, great movie. Looking forward to the other good Pokemon movies. Don't worry, folks. There are definitely more out there. It's just, you have to sit through some of the more crazier ones. Eat you Pokemon forever.
The basic gist...
Oh,
sorry, go ahead.
No, actually, it's
Joe,
up to you.
Okay. Well, the basic gist of it is that of all the Pokemon movies, this is the one that's the most thematically ambitious. However, in terms of emotional strength of the plot, that's the Lucario movie that you want to go for. It's that ending, Jesus Christ. It's however, I still really enjoy this one. I think this one at the very least tries to have a fucking story. And actually try to tell it in a way that it doesn't feel condescending to its audience. You know, where this one is actually trying, unlike the first one was trying to an extent, but it also was pretty lazy in some other areas as well. The second movie was not even trying; it was just a generic chosen one story. This movie's actually trying. It's just a shame that that right after this movie they completely said fuck all for the fourth movie, but that's a topic for another day. But yeah, I really appreciate the thematic undertones that this movie has, and I really enjoy. And I think just even it's just the overall the more fun to watch than the previous two in general, because like the action scenes are really good. And again, the three main characters actually act like competently minded human beings for once. So that's nice. And I appreciate the fact that the story actually had more urgency in the sense that Ash actually had a fucking reason to be in this stupid story instead of just, being there because, main character, So there's that. So I really enjoyed it. I'm still miffed that I couldn't. I'm still miffed that I have to still watch it in Japanese to listen to Miyazaki's music, but whatever. So yeah, it's a pretty good movie by Pokemon standards, if you ask me.
All right then. All right, I guess.
So that was Pokemon 3.
Yeah.
What a
it was all right.
It was fun.
All right.
All right. For the next iteration, we're back to the crappy side with Pokemon Forever. Hold on to your TARDIS, people. It's gonna me.
It's only going to feel like it's going to take forever.
Yeah.
All right. See ya.
See you there.
It is.